Alright, so the next stop on our tough weekender is the Lake Cumberland track.
And if I lose myself, blessed be I could survive in these chemicals for you. I'll only fool you love. Just out of reach, I could survive in these chemicals for you. When soon to die, in catacombs of restless bones consumed alive. This is my home, I'm waiting here for you.
So yeah, this gets into it pretty quickly, so I'm not going to talk too much. We'll just get straight into it. We've got Kane with us and Jonesy in his GU patrol. Let's do it.
Welcome to part 2 of my tough wheeling weekender on the west coast of Tasmania. In this episode, our goal is to make it to Lake Cumberland via the Lake Cumberland track.
So it pretty much begins straight away with a flexy rut.
The boys and I are all running superior engineering suspension with low lifts and long shocks, which allows the vehicles to articulate with terrain like this and ultimately makes it a whole lot more stable.
A few flexy noises there, but we got through it.
Kane has joined me for a few episodes so far and is in the middle of his lap of Australia. If you want to see more of his 80 series, be sure to check out his YouTube channel in the description. Lastly, we have my good mate Jonesy. His GU is set up very similar to mine, but has a whole lot more flex thanks to longer shocks. If you want to see more of his coil cab, follow his Instagram. With everyone ticked off for the first flexi rut, there's still the top section to go. Because Kane is slightly lower slung than us with slightly smaller tyres, he does get hung up a bit, but it's nothing a bit of rock packing can't fix.
now we're about to make our way into the tree line, and then you pretty much just got rock garden after rock garden until you get to the switchback. Might be worth mentioning too that Cumberland is a very scratchy track. Mate, oh, we're in the rut. So yeah, if you like your paint work, either bring a chainsaw and do a lot of work, or wait until you drive a beater like me.
So once you're into the canopy of the rainforest, that's where the Lake Cumberland track really starts to get good. No chicken tracks and plenty of granite boulders to test your car out on. If you haven't watched the first part of this trip, be sure to check it out on my YouTube channel. As I said in that video, this here is why I love four-wheel driving. Just you and your mates weaving through this beautiful, ancient Tassie rainforest. It doesn't get better than that.
Alright, so coming along the track here, it looks like one of these old trees has fallen over, so we might have to clear that. So I'll grab the saw and get rid of him. So yeah, we got that tree cleared. I've been whinging and moaning a lot lately about people clearing trees and not clearing enough, like sort of leaving limbs hanging out everywhere. So I had to kind of, you know, make sure I did the right thing there. But it was very tempting just to cut just enough.
I want to know if you've done the Lake Cumberland track yourself, so tell me in the comments below. I actually read and reply to every comment.
Man, I absolutely love this track. It's so cool. Just like super green rainforest, no real chicken tracks, and just rock garden after rock garden after rock garden. It's bloody awesome. Proper low range stuff. stiff rock.
Which one? That pointy one?
Yeah, the pointy dog. Although if I ride the wall, I'll ride that wall. Problem is, I know as soon as I get my front wheels up, I'm going to forget what's there.
Yeah.
For this trip, I'm running Treps from Roadrunner Off-Road. Most people don't realise that they sell wheels and tyres. It's actually where I get all my wheels and tyres from for both cars. Okay, time for the final climb before the switchback.
Go back and come back towards me. Yeah.
With the GQ up, it was Kane's turn, and something tells me he's going to have a little bit more trouble with those smaller tyres.
Radius arm. Go back and drive her a bit. Keep going back, drive up, yep.
Got to say that Kane is no stranger to a wheel lift. It's a good effort putting a full tourer up a track like this. Alright, Jonesy's turn for the final climb before the switchback. With all of us up the final rock garden of this track, it's time for the main feature. And I just wish that camera angles could do this place justice.
Alright, we've got the switchback. Just getting lined up for it now. it's pretty quiet there. Oh, far out. Switchback down.
Okay, that's the GQ up the top. Time for the other boys. Stick around because we still have to come down this thing. So that's all of us up the main switchback. But the funny thing about Lake Cumberland is there's actually a second switchback, which can be just as awkward to navigate as the main one, but not many people mention it. You have to do a 3 or 4 point turn on a cliff's edge, and then there's a nasty off-camber climb that feels like it's going to tip you over.
Oh, that's a rude little corner, that. That nearly feels just as bad as the switchback, to be honest. I hate that.
Now, being that Kane is a lot more top heavy, we opted to send him up the inside to try and keep the car more level, but he seemed to have some commitment issues, which I think just illustrates how nasty this corner really feels.
Go find me a snow bunny, ask if this cold world's making her nose runny. She melted. I wear a cape that is velvet, couldn't see it, she felt it. See it all like I'm Elvis, move my hips like I'm Elvis. I don't pitch it, I sell it. Couldn't picture me jealous, turning fans into zealots, tuning in when I tell it. There were 15 people at the gig, saying, oh my god, what fun this is.
So we decided it was best to pack some rocks in to keep the car even more level.
New cards, new deck, new life. King of Cups, he comes up right. Always, all days, all nights. Sing do-wah, do-wah, do-wah. New cards, new deck, new life. King of Cups, he comes up right. Always, all days, all nights. Sing do-wah, do-wah, do-wah.
But he didn't quite give it enough, and so it was out with the winch.
Highly gifted, my jacket's thrifted. Watch me get a pattern shifted, just acting different. Living in my minutes, I'm catalytic. That's why they love to jack the style like it's on a Civic. I will never pull the strings like an oligarch. I do my dance at the club with the lonely hearts, watching all these little men try and be Bonapartes and make the rest of us deal with their broken parts. Despite evil, I like people. Put your hands in the air if you're bipedal. Yeah, if life is a film, give me 5 sequels. Trying to pull my thread through the plot like a fine needle. All of these lines equal proof that I live alone. Got the benefit of time to deliver flows. Eating creamy peanut butter, buddy, I lick the bowl. Brings my soul body into the physical. New cards, new deck, new life. King of Clubs, he comes up.
And with all of us up, we were about to see sunlight again for the first time since this morning.
That thick rainforest is done with for now, and we're just making our way up to the actual lake. And then I reckon we're probably going to cook some lunch. Bloody hot up here. It'd have to be 30 degrees. Again, if you like your paintwork, probably not the best place to be.
And just when you think there's a smooth run to the lake, the track has one more awesome little climb for you to tackle.
So we made it up to the top of Lake Cumberland. You can see the lake over there, and then the top of Peak is up there. Might go for a walk up there after lunch, I think. But yeah, we'll get some sausages on the go and chill out for a bit, I reckon. That switchback is like, you never get used to it. It always puts the wind up, yeah. Even the second one, which not many people talk about or show. But yeah, we're gonna have some lunch.
I wanted to take this time to mention something quickly that's pretty close to my heart, and that is the love and care I have for these places. Now, I know it feels wrong that officials block us from places we've been going to since we were kids, but ripping these bollards out of the ground isn't the answer. It's just a sure way to lose them faster.
So we're on the move again. Had a nice bit of lunch. Spent a little bit of time up the top here. We're all fed and ready to head back down the switchback. Can't remember what goes on here.
I wish I had footage from outside of the car, but on the return track back to the switchback, there is an off-camber bit next to a cliff that I took way too close to the edge, and we ended up with two wheels hanging over. Suffice to say, it proper put the wind up me.
It's so fucking soft.
I'm almost certain that the treps are what saved me here. I was able to find traction and back out of it and take a higher line. I sent the boys back around the top side.
Looks like you're in all sorts down there, Tim.
That was proper fucking ordinary. Well, I'm fucking glad you guys didn't come that way. Even the second bit, there was a big clear, like I reckon someone's rolled there. Note to self, don't do the loop and come back along the bottom side after the lake there. That was pretty ordinary, to be honest. We're on a fair old angle. I told the boys to go back around the top side the way we came. I think it was probably the right call. Kane's got a fair bit of weight up top. But yeah, we're just making our way down to the switchback now. Again, it's very, very scratchy through here. But yeah, let's get down to this switchback. The nerves are pretty high, but we'll see how we go. All right, down the switchback. Far out, that was nerve-wracking. Alright, so that's all three cars down the switchback. It's always a bit nerve-wracking coming down there. I think it's actually a bit worse this time than it was last time. But anyway, I think we're going to make our way back down the hill, air up, and head home. What do you reckon of the Switchback, Kane?
I need new undies.
Imagine that, last track, last obstacle, put it on the roof, but right before the Spirit.
That'd be great. That would be great.
So that pretty much brings us to the end of our tough weekend on the west coast of Tassie. A massive thanks to Andrew, Jonesy, Kane and Lucy for coming along and for everyone putting up with me while I walk around with cameras constantly. But yeah, if you did enjoy this episode, please hit the like button. And if you want to see more, please subscribe to Timmy Has Heart on YouTube. And I'll see you next time.